Hello, fire signs, and welcome to your daily focus tarot. Happy Wednesday. So this is kind of an interesting reading for you. The Two of Cups and the Chariot came out. So this is going to from a 2 to a 7. Very interesting. Two of Cups, this talks about union, it talks about healing, it talks about having a balance between opposing sides, but more importantly it's talking about that union and that healing that the union brings. And the union is between like the physical and the spiritual, between what you're passionate about and more mundane things that you have to do, and how that's gonna help you have this new start. Now the clarifier is the moon in the reverse. And the moon in the reverse, this is what she looks like in the upright. She's quite beautiful, but you can see she's almost translucent compared to the golden tree of life and the stars and the clouds, right? And the golden, I don't want to say they're swords, but they almost look like swords. So in the reverse, this talks about living in a fantasy world, like daydreaming too much and being delusional. It can talk about depression, substance abuse, like alcoholism, drug use. It can talk about confusion. Like I said, with the drug use, living in a fantasy world and being delusional. So hopefully this is like, with the moon being the clarifier and the Two of Cups being about union, but also being about healing. Hopefully you are getting healing from this. And the moon is talking about the past, not the present. I'll read to you from the Druid craft on this because I feel like I should for you. It says, if you've ever had a nightmare, you will know how the inner world of the imagination can become terrifying. If you find the moon reversed in your reading, this may indicate a period of confusion, even grappling with serious problems resulting from disturbances in your psyche, which is certainly what depression and substance abuse can cause, or running away from your depression into a substance abuse problem. It may suggest you or others have been telling lies, or that you are involved in a relationship that is plagued with fantasy based upon illusions and projections. So if the Two of Wands for you, or Two of Cups for you, is about a relationship and a union, I would take a long, hard look at it first, before committing any further. Wow, I'm picking up a lot. If you need to make, I guess the book goes on to say that, if you need to make important decisions or binding commitments, be very careful. That was very fitting. I had not yet had the moon in reverse before in my reading, so very heavy there. Wow. And we just had a new moon too. So we just had the darkness in the beginning where seeds are planted and start growing. So yeah, I would look more than double check what's going on, more than just use one or two sources to vet a person or a situation. Use a bunch of sources, varied widely. The Chariot. So this talks about having the balance between light and dark in terms of your conscious and your unconscious, your conscious and your shadow self. And having that ability to use your willpower to steer yourself forwards, and you're pulling the sun behind you. You're bringing the growth, you're bringing the creativity, you're bringing the joy that's going to come back into your life. And the clarifier is King of Wands, which is talking about strength and transformation at a core level. You've got that inner strength that you can use to transform yourself from the inside out. You can take your thoughts and turn them into actions that help guide you to where you want to be, where you want to go. Well, at the bottom of Ethereal Visions, we have Seven of Swords, which usually talks about the workplace. This is what's hidden from you, or what's in your unconscious, most people say. That's what the bottom of the deck means. So this is... Sorry, I need a sip of coffee. Wow. A lot of crying. So this is workplace stress. This is somebody, they've been hiding something, they've been being creative in how they've hidden it. They've been stealing and hacking. They've been getting away with something for a very long time. Yeah, they've pulled the wool over many people's eyes. They've gotten away with something for a very long time. I'm not going to go further in, no, I don't think I need to go further down into Ethereal Visions. What's at the bottom of their deck? I will say this, guard your own back, whether it's, I did think it was a personal relationship, and this may be somebody, who mentored you. This may be somebody who you've worked very closely with and felt was like family. Could be an employee for you. My best advice is to document things so that there can be no doubt you weren't involved. Kind of distance yourself from this person if you can, but not in a way that's obvious, because that could trigger an investigation. I don't know why I just thought that, but yeah, just distance yourself a little bit. Don't be so close to them anymore. You know, you've got your own stuff to do. You've got some new hobby, or you've got extra work to do that you have to do on your own. Or, you know, don't be alone in a room with this person, right? Especially if it's stealing or hacking that you think they've been doing and getting away with. You have to really watch your back. The Eight of Cups is at the bottom of the Druid craft. And the Eight of Cups, it's talking about taking steps towards, it's talking about growth, expansion, spiritual growth. It's talking about mental and emotional growth, finding that path that leads you to a more solid place, a better place, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. So it definitely ties in with the Chariot. And then very strange. Maybe I was meant to look at this at the bottom of the Druid craft. Okay, underneath the Seven of Swords, there was Six of Cups, or not the Druid craft, the Ethereal Visions. And then underneath that on the Druid craft, or underneath the Eight of Cups on the Druid craft, so we had Seven of Swords at the bottom and Eight of Cups at the bottom. So somebody thinking they're getting away with like mental abuse, maybe spiritual abuse, in the workplace. Not just stealing, but not just stealing or hacking, but getting away with even more than that, like getting one over on other people. And then we have Six of Cups in both decks underneath that. And Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. So maybe this was somebody you knew for a really long time, maybe even from childhood. Oh. And the Six of Cups. You see the one card, the children are being watched, and the other card, they're not, even though there's a house behind them. But they're both playing, they're both playing with just things they found out in nature in these cups. They're in the present moment. They're not paying any attention to anything other than each other, and they're playing. And they don't need much to be playing. They're quite happy playing. So this is maybe you're nostalgic for the days when you could just be in the present moment and you didn't want for anything. You didn't really care about having designer sneakers. Okay. Maybe you want for designer sneakers, but when you were a child you didn't. I just saw 1444. That's okay. So yeah. At the bottom of the Ethereal Visions, the Ace of Swords and the Justice. The Ace of Swords, it's saying stop. I heard stop. This is a breakthrough in thinking. And this, of course, is Justice, which is also, look at the swords. They're both pointing up. And then underneath those two cards that are about new paths, new beginnings. So you'll get this breakthrough and this justice. 1551, when I said that, you're going to get justice. Have a better Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow.